My brother's been playing this Ghost of.
I just got
that
2 days ago.
Man, and I wanted to get on that.
I can't wait to play
I
that.
always play all that other stuff,
Hello.
shooters. I play a little bit of Fortnite. I like
Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do online?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't do,
and
actually.
I play 2K.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then I also do. I mean, I play rope. I play everything. Yeah, everything.
I just, for some reason, I haven't got into online, so I just play like single player.
What do you play?
I just got done beating Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2.
Ooh, man, I wanted to play that.
Which one, Death Stranding?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Because everybody be talking crazy about it.
Yeah.
I feel like people be talking crazy on it. Like, just because, Kojima. But, like, some people,
Yeah.
I mean, they had them.
You see the reviews and shit, and you gotta be like, you gotta just judge it for yourself. That's what I think.
That's how I do. I don't even watch the reviews no more. I just play the game. If it's interesting to me, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play it.
That's it.
That's it. I was a little worried though because of all the stuff they talk about a walking simulator and all this.
Oh yeah.
But man, I think the story is cool enough that I got into it. Like I loved it. It's a crazy story.
Is it?
It's crazy.
I felt like he would make a game like that, and he started his studio. I heard that he started his own studio once he branched off from Konami and stuff.
Yeah.
And they was hating on him, I think. They was hating on him.
They completely. What did they do? Konami, like they erased his name from the website.
Yeah, they went hard on it.
I don't even know why he made millions and millions or whatever.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's the whole climate that's been going on, kind of.
But why? I wonder why they went so hard on him though. Like,
I don't know.
I say start it up. You ready? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. All right. Thank you guys, and welcome back to the Broken Clown. Fuck! Erase that part. Cut. All right. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Broken Clown podcast.
Hello.
I have a special guest with us today. We have Brandon Sayles. He's into music. He works at the Musical Clef.
Treble
Clef in Eastland Center, Bartlesville, Oklahoma. You've been there how long?
I actually been teaching guitar for about 4 years now.
Damn, awesome.
Yeah.
And we'd like to get his perspective on what's going on today, today's climate, where he plans on going with this. And so I guess my first question would be, I've already asked that. Said how long you been there?
Oh, yeah. Where did you, real quick, can I ask, how did you learn guitar?
I've been playing guitar since I was a little kid. I mean, my dad, he played for a long time, and he actually started the business and everything, and then I took over the business because he had a huge stroke,
Oh, that's
and
right.
I took that over, and
Man.
it was pretty cool because I was the only one that really could play the guitar, you know what I mean? So...
Would you have 3 other brothers?
Yeah, 3 other brothers, but...
So it wasn't like a professional thing? You just kind of picked it up as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, like, my dad, he was always into music. So, I mean, he was always playing. I mean,
man.
Church. Church.
At the house.
I mean, you come over to the house and he was playing music.
Jamming, He's just in his own thing.
So,
That's what I
mean, he was working for Philips for a long time, and he ended up, starting that up, and then he had the stroke, and then I was.
Is he still here? Is he still with us, or?
Yes, he's still here. He's just
chilling,
recovering.
Yeah,
recovering still. It had massive brain trauma.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it was bad. Yeah. But it's all cool, man. I just keep it going.
I like that. I like that music. Father son, just kind of picking up where they left off, or taking up the mantle. Yeah. I love that kind of aspect. I was like, I really nothing to hand down my sons.
I know. I wish I had that
video games.
I love that.
Drawing is that was my my thing, and I was like, my daughter Anaya learned that, and little Baba, and what was it? Yeah, and she can draw, man. She's I hate to admit this, but she's on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
but she doesn't show her face. She animates anime,
Oh
and she puts it
yeah.
on there, and she has like 200 followers.
That's pretty
It's
cool,
like a
man.
7-year-old.
crazy.
Listen.
I was like, yeah.
Listen, man. The younger you can get them in the business, the better.
Right, yeah.
Or the younger, I'm not saying like I don't agree with like just having your kids out there. I'm not
Right,
saying
no,
that.
yeah.
But I'm saying, man, from a business aspect, man,
The faster they
like
learn
the
it.
way
Yeah.
money is now.
Yeah, you can.
Come on,
You
bro.
can pretty much make money
I'm
off it.
just saying.
Everything. Yeah, you
I'm
can.
just
You can play video games for
saying.
12 hours a day.
That's what I'm saying. Like my son, he plays this Rainbow Six and he'll play Fortnite and he be in it. You
Yeah.
know, like he's looking, he's watching
He's really there.
YouTube videos, trying to figure it out,
Getting tips, whatnot.
all
Yeah.
of that, and
Yeah.
then he's going in. I'm watching him. So, like, I'm encouraging.
Right. Well, I
Like,
mean,
it's crazy. Like, some parents don't,
no. they'll-
Yeah, but you could stream. Yeah, you can make good money just being a streamer.
Yeah, nowadays that's the thing. Now, I mean, you couldn't do that when we were kids. It was like you got to get out there, grind.
Hey, you
hustle.
remember, y'all remember having the go and rent video games?
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's the struggle right there.
And that, see, we was talking about that with the industry.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, you got, back in the day, you couldn't do no reviews.
No.
You
had to be
had to go
professionally-
right.
yeah.
So okay, like we went to go. You couldn't watch a review.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
for
yeah.
IGN.
Yeah.
Or any big network.
Right.
You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the magazine.
Exactly.
Yeah, you had to buy the
magazines.
magazines.
But
and-
that's the only way that you knew. But like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, what was you doing?
yeah.
You was going and looking at the back of the box, and you said that looks cool.
Right.
I want to play that game.
Yep.
Right.
Until you pop it in, that's why I do that.
Until you-
Forget the reviews, man.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. That's really. I mean,
I
because
probably read them more than I should. I do. I read
Do
them
you?
more than I should.
well, you remember
all right.
the instructional magazines? That's my thing.
Yeah.
It's like that came with the
Oh,
the
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I always like I'd get it home. I'd go read it for a while the game,
Yeah.
before I get ready. I'd probably have to eat dinner or
Yeah.
something. My mom told me I got to do my chores
Yeah.
before.
I remember Zelda 64.
Yeah.
Remember the dude? I
Oh,
was
man.
stuck. You couldn't just look up.
No.
I was
Oh,
stuck for
yeah.
like a month. on
yeah.
the
I put
water
it down
temple.
for 3 months. Yeah,
Dude.
before I came back, I think it was. I don't want to say the water level.
I had to
but-
go to Walden Books and finally look at a guide.
tutorial.
I was like, man, this is
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that shit was real. They had the big old long pages.
Yeah,
You had to-
man.
You're trying to memorize it before you get home. You're
Man,
like,
I'm
go
telling
left, right.
Yeah.
Kids have it too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's way too easy now. I mean, it's a good thing and then it's a bad thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
she's
it's
so
fun.
locked in her phone. I have to tell her, I have to be like, hey, you need to give it a rest. Go outside.
For real.
That is true.
Yeah.
take a breather. Go talk to your friends.
Because they need that balance.
Yeah,
too.
and then there's a
I
lot of
feel
just
like it.
freaks in general on the we had.
Right.
I think Sheena had found somebody who was like, I want to be your friend. Was asking weird questions.
Oh, no.
I was like, shut it down. She's like, no, it's just one person. I was like, it's always just one person.
Man. It's scary, though.
It is.
Well, let's see here. I got your next question here. It says, how many people have you taught since you've been there or you've been under your?
Man.
That's probably countless, right? That's probably.
Man, I've had so many students.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back. I'm gonna be real. I'd have to go back and count because
Well, that's a good
that
thing,
sounds.
though.
I wish I was more like my dad. He counted every single student.
Right.
He knew how many students he had, but he was a tactician. Where I'm just kind of like I'm a new type of teacher, man. Like,
Right on.
I
hear
feel
you.
like if you're playing the guitar, okay, I'm like, if you come to me and we gon' start,
Right.
a lesson, I like to teach kind of like a jazz musician would teach.
Okay.
And what he would do is be like, come here, kid. Let me show you how to do. Let me
Right.
show you how to do something. There's a level of structure to it, right?
Right.
But like, come here, let me show you. Let me show you how to play something you like to hear first.
Okay.
If I'm playing you, if you're playing something you like to hear, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna want to play something else that you like to hear.
Right.
So that's the beginning stages. Technique come in, as you go, because you'll be willing to go through the
right to play what
want
you
it.
love.
yeah, to
To
get
play what you
there.
want.
So then
Okay.
you get
Okay.
So that's my approach to teaching it.
Like
Okay, I like that.
organic, kind of organic. Let it
Or again,
get
let it come.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't want to waste nobody money. So
Okay.
if your
You're
kids,
serious about
I'm
it.
gonna be 100% real with you. You
Yeah.
know, like if you going and you're not practicing, I have to tell you.
You're
I
like,
have
hey,
to,
man.
yeah, man.
You're
'Cause
wasting
this
my
is not the
time. You're
point,
wasting
and
your
I
time.
tell them in front of their parents, you're wasting both of our times. Like
Yeah.
we have to figure this out if you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't into wasting time or money.
I like
Right.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Hey, you
Really.
got to, and that's a good thing. Like our parents, hard on us.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And it trickled down with me too. Sheena feels like I'm like a super villain at sometimes.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm trying to teach them discipline. I was
Discipline.
like, because the moment they slack off, they think they can do it again. Sometimes she just like, I don't care. I'll let y'all do what you want.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
I was like, she ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to seem mean. It's like, but shit, I would rather them fear me than fear anything that's outside of the house. You know what I
I
mean?
dig it.
I
I do, man. I do.
what was it? Also, I was telling Eric before you got here, I had met the owners where I work at the Miller gas station are the Sparks. And Jared Sparks, I was telling him about, I was like, I'm interviewing Brandon Sayles. You remember him? He's like, yeah, I remember him. He's like, his dad's Ray, right? And he's like, yeah, he taught me.
Yeah.
He's like, no shit.
Yeah.
He's like, Ray was the coolest cat ever.
Yeah, my dad, man. He taught a lot of people.
Yeah.
Man.
How long
He
has
made
that-
an effect on a lot of people.
How long has that been
around
there?
man.
That store, that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I know he was working with Holly. I mean, it's been, man, I forgot how many years. She said 17, something crazy,
Damn.
something crazy. Don't quote me if you, man, if you listening to this, Holly, don't, But yeah, she worked with him for a long time. I just don't remember stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
being honest. I just kind of move him.
He's like, I'm
Yeah.
there, man. I'm out.
Yeah.
But the store's been there 17
But
years?
the store, her business, Treble Clef Studios.
Oh, it's been around.
My dad worked at. He used to work for Playmore Music, or he used to.
Oh, yeah.
I say work for. I meant he used to rent a booth from a guy in Playmore Music,
Okay.
and that was before they were in the Eastland Center too, right
Yeah.
there by Radio Shack years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Years ago.
I vaguely
So
remember
that's
that.
when he was teaching then,
Okay.
right? So.
Damn. Yeah.
He was teaching then, and then he moved to that studio because the guy went out of business.
Yeah.
Because of the internet. It's crazy. Yeah.
Damn.
The
Because of the
internet
internet.
got him. But you know what's crazy?
Took him
though?
out.
Yeah, man. But what's crazy is I think the internet is going to be really, I believe that most stuff is going to be on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like especially you got Amazon, they shipping, everybody ship,
You can get groceries now.
Man.
Yeah.
You're going to be ordering stuff, man.
It's scary.
It
Like
is.
it's a comforting thought to think that you'll always be connected to something, that can either give you help,
That's
like
good and bad,
police
yeah.
or something like
Right,
that. But at
yeah.
the same time, it's connected to everything else. If
And
you
I
don't.
hate that it's
Yeah.
so, like, we're so dependent on it.
Yes.
Like, if something
yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
That is,
that's,
yeah, man.
Let's see. I have my next question here. What was it? What excites?
That's why you need to invest in. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, hey.
Oh, this
Signs
would be our
bunkers.
plug. This would be our plug right here.
Oh.
What's mine? I can't even read it. My screen's so shitty. Audience security. I got it from Norbit. $38 a year will guarantee my perfection online.
One day we'll have sponsors.
No shit. Holler at me, Norbit. Well, okay. What excites you the most about teaching music?
Man, I think the best thing about teaching to me is, most people gonna say when the kid do good and stuff
You're like, when I
that.
get paid, nigga. No.
No,
No.
man, it's like that moment when you see your student get it.
Okay. Just
You
it
get what I'm
starts
saying?
clicking.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're playing something and you show him something and he's like the light bulb moment where
Yeah,
they're like,
okay.
damn, all right. Because I try my best to be like, man, come on, like get into it. Like 'cause some kids are coming there for different reasons.
Right.
Some of them are coming, let's just be real. Like some people are coming because of their parents'
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
and
used to
that's
play
okay.
music and
Yeah, they want them to play music and
okay,
stuff like that. But that's,
yeah,
but also I like. I mean, I'm not saying that that's that I'm not saying that's a wrong
no,
thing.
no,
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 right.
No, I'm not trying to say that.
no, no.
I'm just saying like you know
If it's not in them,
if it's
they're
not
not
in them, it's gonna be hard for them to stick with it.
right. Yeah,
Is all I'm saying.
I bet you
If it's-
that's a huge
yeah.
teaching thing. I bet you a lot of teachers feel that same way. Like that moment the
Yeah.
student gets it.
Man, it's man.
that clicking
Look,
point.
I get goosebumps. I'm already getting goosebumps. Y'all seeing I'm live.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
you know,
how-
that's real.
that-
That's real feeling.
Yeah.
I'd
real
say that's
feel-
how you know he's a good teacher. Like
Yeah,
you feel that passionately about it. That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because I can understand that. You like, I've taught somebody something, and now
Yes.
they've come to an understanding and can start going from that point on.
That's why I love
Like
teaching.
showing your kid to walk.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like I love teaching my kids things. They
Yeah.
teach me things.
Right, yeah, you never
Yeah,
think about it. And you're
so-
like, man, where'd you get that? And I'm
Yeah,
like, I
man.
learned it from you, Dad. And you're like-
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, man. Hey.
you're like, all right, well, shit, you know.
Hey, yeah. Hey, sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back.
Right?
For real.
wrong
Sometimes
with
you
that.
gotta pat yourself on the back because not everybody gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, let's see. How long do you see yourself teaching?
Man, I don't know, man. I got interested in a lot of different stuff, businesses and stuff. But I'll always be a musician now.
Yeah.
After the fact, kind of weird, like my dad used to always try to get me to play the guitar. He'd be
Yeah.
like, he'd be like, man, why don't you try it? But he would never push me.
Yeah.
He would never say, because he had the same theory I had.
Yeah.
Like you don't, you have to have it. You either
Right.
have it or you don't. But he
Yeah.
made sure it was there.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then he had, like I played, but I didn't like it more than I played. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like it more than I like playing basketball. Like that was
Well,
my
yeah, I
thing.
was about to say. I was like, well, when we were young, man, you were like athletic as shit. I was like,
Yeah.
you were basketball. You guys could do backflips like it wasn't anybody's business.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was too afraid to land on my neck. I've seen one video, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to end up like that.
Yeah.
I used to hate that.
But musician, it never crossed my mind. I always seen your dad play.
Right.
And I don't know if I ever remembered even seeing you picking up a guitar at the time. I
Yeah.
don't remember. I think
Yeah.
you may have done a few chords before, but
Right.
I was like,
So it wasn't like
Because
that.
when we was hanging out, it wasn't the forefront.
right, yeah.
Like you come over to my house, I wasn't just
We were
playing the
gaming, we were
guitar.
outside,
We was doing that
yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we was doing. But
Right.
whenever I was at home, I was constantly around music. When
Yeah.
we was by with just my brothers and
Okay.
my family, we was,
Yeah.
always listening.
What did he like to play? What did your dad like to play?
Oh man, anything. He's like, man, he told me a long time ago. He said, man, if you tap your feet to it, it's kind of like Louis Armstrong. That's what he said. You
Okay.
tap to your feet to it, it's good music.
There you go.
I don't have no prejudice on music. I
Yeah.
listen to it all, and I'm telling
That's
you,
awesome.
literally it
All.
all, because my dad taught me how to view music.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it should
Yeah.
be. That's how it should
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's art.
be. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Art's subjective.
I feel like you criticize art, man.
Screw you.
Then I feel like you criticizing yourself, because we all are artists.
Right.
Good point.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
We
Plus-
might not all use our creative
Yeah.
abilities,
Yeah.
Right, but
but we are all artists.
Yeah.
I
Like-
need,
we all
I need
are
to work
creative.
on that.
well, like
I need to work
Sheena,
on
she's like, I hate to admit this, but we were putting up this TV, nailing into the wall, and usually we're button heads all the time. I'm like, well, it should be this way, it should be that way, and this time I actually just listened to her. She got the stud finder. She helped me get the power tools. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we put it up together. Not one damn argument. We put it up together, and then she put this whole room together. And that's her thing. She's OCD about it. I hate saying that word. She's
Yeah.
OCD about it, but it's just weird. And I don't know. But that's her thing. She's like, once she's put her mind to it, done it. She does a good job. I mean,
Obviously good at it. Yeah.
she'd have done more if I had a letter. I was just like, we're not gonna be on video, woman.
it looks great in here. Though,
appreciate
man.
I was like, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the credit. No,
I'll have to tell her.
yeah,
Like
thank
you
you. I
told me
appreciate
to.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
please, please.
I I was gonna say real quick. I was gonna say that's another thing about music. You said all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I feel like another thing about that is like so many of the genres are connected.
Oh,
like they
yeah.
borrow from each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Country, blues.
Yeah, well-
R&B, hip
That's
hop.
what. That's it, man. It's like music is music.
It evolves. Yeah.
You know.
I always thought about
feel
that.
like that.
Well, like growing up, I was like, man, the music's not going to get any better than this.
Yeah,
you know?
I
But it
remember
keeps
that.
evolving, even though
Yeah.
you might not like it,
Right.
like mumble rap. You know,
Right.
I'm not about it, but the beats
But the
sometimes
beats,
are.
sometimes they be jamming. You be
I'm
like,
"Oh,
okay.
okay, I don't know what they saying, but
That's
I'm
why
up."
some people will be jamming to that when you're not around and try to act like, oh man, hold on, I'm going up.
Oh shoot, I forgot to do that too.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
We're in the movie theater.
Let me turn this off, man. But yeah, that's why you be jamming.
You don't even know why.
Yeah, Lord, you'll be, like, let me turn this off before I start talking again.
Like my sister, she'll like when nobody's around, she'll jam to Taylor Swift. But
Oh,
she would never admit it.
Yeah,
She
that's
never
it.
admit it.
That's it, man. That type of stuff. But
Yeah.
man, we need to be in the clear, man.
just come out of the
People
closet
need to
about
just
it.
come
I
out of the
know.
closet
All
about
right.
it, man. It's
Okay,
all
so
good.
I have been admitting to Eric here lately. I don't know why, but
Show
Hall and
tunes,
Oates.
Show tunes.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
Hall and Oates.
Even worse.
That's not worse. Hall and Oates is. I love Hall and Oates.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
Hall and
there's a
Oates go over.
majority.
Right?
It's
Yeah,
I don't know what it's been lately. I've been listening to it, and I was just it's been clear in my head. Like you know what I mean? It's like it's not derogative or anything like that. It's just something to listen to, and it's just I don't know.
I
It's
kind of
something
learned
cool.
early on, or figured in my head early on that is bad. Like I would make fun of Britney Spears and
Right.
and Backstreet Boys, but at the same time, I knew that if it made somebody feel good,
That's
couldn't
the
really
key.
criticize it.
That's
Right.
the key.
It does its job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because other people are interpreting music on their own
Right.
terms, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
With the perspective that they have.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think once you start learning that kind of stuff, man, and really be open to music, man, you can create it.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
really
yeah,
can create it.
yeah.
Man, I've
And you
tried. I
can
suck
really
at
yeah, but you just got to be open to that. I mean, your guitar, whatever your instrument it is,
Mm-hmm.
is like your paintbrush.
Yeah, you go.
You know, once
yeah.
you learn how to, man.
Start painting, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty
once
much
you
it.
know where you're going
Yeah,
and all of that stuff, and know the keys you're playing in, and
Yeah.
all of that stuff, man. And you learn to put together music,
yeah.
compose.
That's
music.
probably the hardest. I need to download
Yeah.
me a
Love
beat
to
maker
know-
now that I'm
if I
thinking
could,
about.
If I could know anything, it'd be piano. If I could
Okay.
learn, if I
Yeah.
could know anything,
Yeah.
it's- But
Yeah.
I think what I do want to try doing is djembe, the drum.
Drums.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
those are
that.
cool too.
Yeah, that's what I should have learned was drums. I had a bass guitar because it was just cheap. It was like why pass this up?
Right.
I had it for like 4 or 5 months, and my friends kept trying to get me to learn how to play.
Play,
Because they wanted to start a band. And I was
Oh,
like, I was
yeah.
like, why the fuck do I need to be the bass player?
Right.
I let just dumbassery get in the way, and I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I was being personally lazy about trying to learn or if I just didn't want to do it in general. But I was like, now I think
takes
about it. I was like, I
time.
should have learned.
Yeah, it does.
Just
It does. I mean, and once you get past that curve, I think the way you get past that is just. I always tell my students, man, like if I show you something, do it for 10 minutes, focused. I don't even care if you do it for hours.
Yeah.
If you do it 10 minutes and it's focused practice, you're gonna be better the next time you see me.
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go in there and practice an hour, and you don't even really want to do it,
Yeah. You're not
then what
gonna-
are you gonna get out of it? You gotta get it.
Yeah,
Like we
just
gotta
frustration
yeah,
and
be excited about, and that's why I always try to get them to play
Something they
what they
wanna.
want to play.
Gotcha.
Because then you don't really you can't have no wiggle room. You kind of like
Yeah.
I gotta play. You know, like I like this. I like this. If you're telling me you like this
Mm-hmm.
song, then I want you to play it.
right on.
Yes, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So it's not trying to be rude or anything. It's just trying to make you accountable for what you say.
Yeah.
But that's
exactly.
good for kids.
No, it
Yeah.
is. Learn
Yeah.
responsibility.
Okay, yeah.
Man, that's
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest issues nowadays is I thought we always had a problem with respect and responsibility, our generation, you know what I mean? But man, it's almost obsolete nowadays, you know what I mean?
God.
It's just like everything's off limits or not off limits and parents. You don't have to listen to
kids
them
can
anymore.
talk to their parents these days is insane.
No, yeah, man, I can't imagine.
Nah,
can't
man, I
imagine
already know your mama.
Oh,
I already know.
Dude.
Hey,
there was so many
and
times
mine
when I
too.
was scared to death. Like,
No, yeah, I know. Eric was, on
I'd be
eggshells when he.
downstairs and I would just hear screaming and bang. I'd be like, oh my god! Like,
He's like, you all right? I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. She was just talking. He's like, are you serious? So like, yeah,
not
no.
all the time. Sometimes you be bawling.
She choked me.
I felt so
But
bad.
man,
But no, for real, like you couldn't speak out of line when we were growing up. It was like you were, to be looked at, not talked to. It was crazy. And like the kids now, they just get away with nonsense. Like my 3-year-old or Miles, he says bruh now. After everything, and we're
That's
like, no,
my
you
son.
can't have that's nasty. He's like, bruh.
yeah.
You don't say that to mommy and daddy.
Yeah. My son, man, he be on that video game. He be doing the same thing. He be like, bruh. Yeah,
that's
I be like-
that's the homie for our generation.
I was like, what is this,
Yeah.
man? But it's cool. I mean,
No,
I'm
it's
not
fun.
tripping. Yeah.
He
be
can
like,
put it in the right terms
I said,
too.
how
like-
many times you still gonna say bruh?
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. That's not
No,
too bad.
Yeah,
don't let him
it's-
get online.
yeah.
Don't let him get online with headphones though. It's
Oh, he starts
it's
saying
just as bad as when we were kids or teenagers in general. Like man, they're out there. They be cussing. Like Mason was on there. I hear him wilding out in his room, and I kick the door open. I'm like, man, turn that headset off.
Yeah, I always
Quit
do it,
arguing with
man.
these people.
If I have my son, I said, if you frustrated, then you don't need to play.
Yeah, there you go. I was like,
That's
'cause-
just straight up. It's just like even if you're doing music, it's whatever you're doing. You don't.
Yeah,
need
it shouldn't
to
be
playing
frustrated.
And being
Yeah.
frustrated. If it's not fun, then why you playing?
yeah, there you go.
But do you not ever rage out? When you die,
Man, listen,
When you get caught
'Cause
up?
I-
What is your what's
I'll
your
rage
maneuver?
when I-
hey, when I rage, okay, I'm playing against my son. Me and my
Okay.
son, Isaiah. I'm playing with him. If he's beating me,
yeah.
I get up silently and I walk away.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I gotta get
You're
up
like,
and walk away, man.
Right.
Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, you shouldn't be doing this. And you are. And he's the only one really making me rage. I can play 2K all day.
yeah,
And they can talk crazy if they want to me. I'm just like, it's
Yeah,
cool.
so
That's
whatever.
another reason I don't play online.
Yeah, because it just gets crazy. Yeah.
no, I could, yeah.
But if you play
You
Dark
end up talking
Souls,
crazy.
Either one of you play Dark Souls or Bloodborne or anything like that?
Man, I played my hand at it a little bit. I played Neo, though. Neo 2, have you played that?
No,
Is that... No, I
The
haven't.
Japanese, what is it? Who made that game?
Yeah, that's
is
like
it
a
like
samurai
the Japanese
thing, right?
Dark Souls?
It's-
Oh,
yeah.
NIO.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
for free for a little bit on
NIO, whatever.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
I almost downloaded
I
it.
can't do those. Like Dark Souls, I cannot.
Those are hard, man.
They are, man. They're frustrating
It's
as fuck.
ridiculous.
Hey, I'm the what do you call those dungeon crawler type?
Okay.
I love
like
those
to
too.
play
I do
those,
love those
man.
too.
Man, I've been
But
done
it
with
can't be.
dungeons.
I just
Since,
can't do Dark Souls, man. That stuff's so hard.
I've been done with dungeons since Legend of Zelda
At least
or
I think-
Ocarina. I'm like,
Dude, you remember
Really?
when
You don't like that
man?
anymore?
No.
You don't like Zelda?
I mean, I do. I just don't play. Just sneaking games.
Man,
dungeon.
I love stealth. I love stealth.
Give me open world.
Hey, I gotta thank you on air for giving me my favorite, let me borrow my favorite game of all time. Shout out to you, man, for real. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. That
Oh,
is
damn.
favorite
That's
game
right.
of all time. And I remember when I was trying to get to the dark world and do that stuff, I was like, Bradley, how you do that, man? How you do that? Man, how you
That's
do
one of my
that?
favorite games.
Yeah.
That game.
Man, that's probably my favorite game of all
Yeah.
time.
Those are the only
Man,
two
I gotta
Zeldas I
pound you
beat.
for
I
that.
appreciate.
Yeah.
No, man, I remember those are the only two Zeldas I beat was Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time.
Really?
Everyone I gave
Ocarina
up
of
on.
Time.
Every other one I gave up on. I was just like, man.
I got Breath of the Wild on the Switch right now.
Oh, yeah, is that good?
Oh, that's the one I haven't played yet. I haven't played
Is it pretty good?
It's great.
I know. I've seen it. It looks amazing.
She's got a knife.
It looks amazing.
Hey, you hooked up the room. I like it.
I'm not done, but it'll look really good whenever I'm done.
I bet it already looks great.
Love you.
Love you too. Leave me without cigarettes again.
You heard her threatening me on air, folks. If I
Yeah, I
disappear,
I heard
it wasn't suicide. But last question I got on you here is,
Okay.
I don't. It's a weird way to, I guess, question this, but I have it as career or vacation. So basically, if you were offered, I don't know, let's say an office job, or you had the opportunity to make this your own business, which would you rather do? Just kind of button down with benefits, or would you take this on as a serious career?
Man, I think I'm too much of a creative person to be buttoned down.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I like to make music. I like to do all kinds of things, man. I like to link with people that think,
Yeah.
have open minds and
Right.
bright and are looking to do humanity justice.
Okay. I like that.
Really, because man, like that's the thing we in.
Yeah. It's a lot of
We need to really decide,
where we stand.
where we stand as human beings, man. Because
It has gotten
I
crazy.
feel like
It's getting
what's up.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good segue, actually.
And that's what bothers me is because 95% of us, we're all the same. We
Really?
have the same wants and needs. We love the same things. We don't like other things.
Yeah.
And we get caught up in this, like,
Social.
us or them.
Yeah.
nonsense.
Right. Well, that's a good point. Basically, I lost my train of thought. No, like you're saying, when we're confronted like this, we usually do that online, like where this kind of
Yeah.
Oh,
person
yeah.
online,
Yeah.
this avatar
Oh,
person
yeah.
online, like it's, I'm this way. But when you get in front of people, you're like, man,
Yeah.
you do what you want. I'm
Yeah.
here and, I just want to be treated like I want to be
Yeah,
treated.
they do
Right.
say that online, like social, especially social things like Twitter and
Yeah.
what am I trying to say? Social, what are they called? Social,
Media.
something like that. They can sort of radicalize you. They can sort of make,
Right.
or they can make people like go into those categories. Like like you're saying, like you'll say things to people you wouldn't normally say
Right.
Right.
to their face.
Right, exactly. Because you may say something crazy like, well, okay, so we all live in the same town. You see crazy posts on Facebook or something,
Right.
but you see those person face to face. It won't even bring it up.
won't even
It's
bring
just
it
like, hey, how you
up.
doing, man? What's
It's
going
like
on?
they vent online, man.
Right. It's
Like
already
they be
out.
out there venting online. Like I don't know, man. I ain't really into that. I want to
don't-
uplift people
Yeah,
or nothing.
I troll a little bit. I do
don't
troll
do
a little
online
bit.
at all.
Yeah.
I don't do any social, any of that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not judging you for doing it. I'm just saying I just don't.
Right.
No, I mean I get on there. Sometimes also I'll read something and I'm like, man, what the fuck would he say this for?
Right.
And
I
then I'll-
understand that too, though.
Yeah.
Like me and
Yeah.
Levi Street,
Right.
we've been kind of getting into it on Facebook, a few times.
okay.
But we grew up together, man. We were like, man, this is
Yeah.
one of the hardest working dudes. I was like, this dude's
Yeah.
riding his bike back and forth to Tulsa.
Yeah.
I have mad respect for Levi. I would
Yeah.
never think anything, other than he's a good person.
He's a good person.
You know what I mean? But we are different on different sides of the political spectrum.
And
you
that's
know?
it. That's
And
it.
that's it. That's literally it.
And you know what's crazy about that? I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a political person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not.
You just not
I just choose not to be. On a side.
okay. I like that. That's
I just choose not to be on the side. That's just me.
I'm the
right?
same. I'm the same. I don't.
Yeah, because I feel like some of it just gets too.
toxic.
Yeah, man. Because like people be talking, and then it's almost like it's almost like two gangs.
Yeah, it's basically it. Yeah, and you're talking.
Sometimes that I feel like,
Right.
and I'm just not that. It's just for me. I'm not that type of person.
Not only that, but like, and if
yeah.
you say like, that's the other reason I kind of stay in the middle.
Right.
I guess you call me because if you pick a team, so to speak,
Yeah.
automatically
Nowadays,
you're
yeah.
expected to believe a certain way.
Right,
Or you're going to be put in a
right.
hole. You're going to be put.
That's
in a,
why I don't do it.
Yeah, like
Right.
you're on the right, so you must believe this and this and this. Or you're
Yeah.
on the left, so yeah.
Well-
Because there's stuff that you agree with,
Yeah, right.
like on both sides.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, so how I present us, I was like, I'm the conservative half and he's the liberal half.
I am more liberal. I am more liberal than you.
But
Right.
when we talk, we're pretty much on the same line. Like I have a lot of liberal views, that I exercise, and Eric has a lot of conservative views, he exercises.
Mm-hmm.
And if it came down to picking a side, we both would just be like, no.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? Like if it comes down to, I know who I'm gonna vote for, but it's still
that's a
like
big- that's a
if it
big
came
topic.
to someone else or something else that would unite us all, a lot
Right.
better, I would choose that person.
Absolutely.
I got you.
You know.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it just really seems like they're, blood Crips.
Right, it almost
Both sides are throwing
does,
it
man,
up.
because it's like, like, and anything that supports separation, I'm not with.
Exactly.
Right.
Anything that come together,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, cause
So-
I don't hate on nobody. Even if they want to do politics, if they into that, I'm just not.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
So,
yeah.
so what's your take? I mean, you don't have to answer, but what's your take on like Black Lives Matter?
Black-
How do you feel about the group itself? Now that we actually have a different black person to talk about it.
Yeah, I think people do stuff for their own reasons,
Okay. He's like, that's what I'm keeping.
and that's really it for me.
Okay.
You
don't
I
look,
mean, people,
you don't like to look any further than that. You're just like,
yeah, because
you wanna-
people gonna do stuff for their own reason, and I don't think that is my place because I don't really get into it. Like, yeah, I'm a black man.
yeah, but you
Yeah.
don't see yourself as.
I see myself as a human being first.
There you go. That's all that matters, really.
And I think that's the problem is everybody's looking outside for an answer. The answer's inside of
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
Damn.
We're all so much alike.
The answer's inside
We
of
gotta
you.
stop
That's
focusing
right.
on the little differences.
The
Yeah.
little things that
Yeah.
are different. That's just that's uniqueness. Like to
Right.
me, I don't have anybody. I feel like people are made to be who they are.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate because, man, there's been so many labels throughout this last 4 years,
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
oh, I'm black. Black what? Black, cisgender? Are you,
Are you-
black,
yeah. Yeah,
transgender?
yeah.
Are you, black conservative? We're
Yeah.
like, no, dude, I'm human being black. That's
Human being black. And if you want to be around me and hang and be cool with me, then I'm gonna be cool with you. That's
Right.
I don't care. Necessarily if we don't agree,
Yeah.
that don't mean that we can't still.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed
It
to
makes
be.
no sense.
You
It
can
don't
agree
make
to
no
disagree
sense. Yeah.
and just keep on rolling.
Keep moving, man.
Yeah.
It's an
cool.
opinion. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, those people that don't let that kind of consume their life, it has to be their move before they make an actual move themselves.
Right, that's-
I just feel terrible for those people.
Yeah.
It's just like I hate waking up. Sometimes I'll be in the thick of the political discussion and just want to get right down to the meat and potatoes, and then some days I just don't want to even look at my phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
God, this again, or that.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, because from my perspective, I want to make my views work for everyone. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't force anybody to do anything.
Right.
And I'd hate for anybody to try to want to force somebody to do something. You know what I mean? But the point is, you just. What is the point I'm trying to make?
That is what I see happening though. I see people wanting to force their opinion on other people.
Yeah.
Like I don't, not everybody obviously, but there's also, they say that the social, like Twitter and all that, going back to what I said before, they also say that people can become addicted
Oh yeah.
to
I
like
believe
if
it.
okay, if you're on the left and you
Okay.
post something like all cops are bastards,
Okay.
and you get a bunch of likes,
Yeah.
that's gonna make you want to top that.
Right.
Right.
Well, all cops need to be killed.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand that mentality, man.
Yeah. Like, how could you think? Like,
That
yeah.
may have been a bit of a jump. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
no. That makes perfect sense because,
escalates.
well,
Man, yeah, I don't know why they, man.
ACAB.
I don't know why you would want to do something like that, but it happens.
Yeah.
You right.
well, when you were younger, you wanted to rage against the machine. I'm like, man, fuck the police,
Sometimes
blah
that
blah
can
blah.
be good. Some of that sometimes can be good, but
Yeah, and
within reason. I mean.
right, there's a good point in time. If you see the cops doing something egregious, of course you want to speak out about it. Because you don't want it to happen to your friends or family.
Right.
And then the older I get, I'm like, man, that's you on your own. You know what I mean? Like, I hate feeling that away. I was like, because there's always a gray line, in
Oh,
between
yeah.
everything. And it's just like, it could have been this or it could have been that. Okay, so like the George Floyd incident.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I heard about it.
I've seen
Did
the
you-
video.
Did you see it?
Did you
I didn't
see it?
want to see it
I didn't want to
Okay.
either.
I didn't want to
I
see
saw a
it
picture and that was enough.
because I
Yeah.
couldn't.
My first thought is, man, what'd he do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the way they were filming it, and it was, I don't know.
For
It's,
so long.
right. And
Yeah.
there's so many variables and there's so many, I don't want to say coincidences, but conspiracies.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just,
gonna be
it's
some.
so out there. It's just, it just seems like, well, they didn't waste the opportunity. You know, like what's the term? It's like never waste a good opportunity.
Oh, you mean the last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But I do feel like that particular case was
needed to be
egregious. Like that was bad.
right. No, I believe everyone in that town should have. I don't want to say rioted, but should have made
Protested.
awareness, protested,
Actual protest.
Okay,
actual
yeah,
protest.
Not rioted.
Anyone outside of that state, or hell, even that county, has no business being outside. You know,
Man,
rioting and acting crazy. I understand. It's like it was terrible, absolutely terrible. But the
Yeah.
cops, they got justice. You know, all the cops. You know, the definitely cops.
For
you know,
once, they were
brought for justice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was like that should have been it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but going out and robbing Gucci and Nike, I was like, that had nothing to do.
Man, I feel you, man. I think people sometimes
It feels like it set us back.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, we need to be heard when it
Yeah.
comes to stuff like that. Anybody needs to be heard. Black,
Oh, yeah.
white, Asian. When you know,
it don't matter. Humans,
But-
need to be.
I was like,
Right,
but
you
acting
got-
out like that, I was like, come on, y'all. I was like, damn,
Yeah,
2 steps
man.
forward, 3 steps back.
That's what it looks like, don't it? 'Cause, I mean, that's what it looks
I
like.
was like, my grandma
man.
would be, she'd be, Martin Luther King. I feel they would be devastated by this
Dude,
kind of
it's-
stuff.
It's
You know,
like MLK. I remember growing up like he was revered.
right?
And
That was
nowadays, it's
the
like,
Black Pinnacle. you know.
Nowadays, it's like apparently it doesn't mean much anymore to these people.
They'll be like, oh,
Like,
he was
it's
he was a
not
slut.
enough or
Well,
something.
they'll be like, oh, he was a slut though. You know, he had sex with all these
But
women
who
and stuff.
cares,
And
honestly? Who
well, that's
gives a
the
shit? Even
that's
if
the
it's
that's what they're gonna say. You know, be like, oh, so his message has been demolished. You know, it doesn't mean anything because he was such a bad person behind the
I
scenes.
can separate the art from the artist.
Right?
Like,
Exactly.
I
guess.
can look at his speech
Chris Evans.
and believe in what he said without his whatever he did behind the scenes.
Well-
if he did those things,
Well, that's like saying
everybody's flawed. Everybody.
well, that's like
makes
saying
mistakes.
Jesus was married and he beat his wife, but he had a great message. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel what you saying.
You know, it's just like, man, the guy walked on water, but you see him hit his wife.
Right.
You know, it's just
But
like
I mean,
that.
what he said though about specifically the whole judging somebody by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, that's out the window now.
Right.
It's
No,
like-
it's you're guilty. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, and it's like for some reason they want us to focus on race. They want us to be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like colorblind is not a thing anymore.
Right.
Like,
You have to accept those people.
and I guess I don't know, like treat them accordingly, each person according to race, which to me seems like
Racist.
the opposite of
Equal.
wanting to defeat racism. Like
I think it's like throwing off everybody focus, man.
Yeah.
What really should be happening.
Right. I was
You
pretty
know, I
amped
really
for this
do
year.
believe that.
No, for real. I was pretty amped for this year. I was like 2020. This is
Oh
gonna
my
be.
Yeah, it's
This is gonna be.
real. Yeah, I was too.
Well, I was like, man, we're gonna get into the debates. You know what I'm saying? I was like, my son's about to start school. I was like, it's all about to be crazy. No. All that went out the window.
it all
Was
went downhill.
March. It was just like it was over. Oh my God! Everything that you could possibly think happened, and then, like the Epstein issue. What do you think about that? Starting back from Epstein's suicide. Those are air quotes, folks.
I ain't even really follow that story. What happened? You let me know. And
Oh,
I'll
man.
tell you my
Where to start? So you don't know about it?
No, I really didn't. You know me, I don't really watch much news because I don't like to pay attention to.
Right.
Right.
Because I know what you pay attention to
Yeah.
grows. So I really don't unless I have.
Okay.
There's a thing of being aware,
Yeah.
but not being in fear.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Walking
You're like,
around
you know what's
and-
going
and
on.
I
but
understand
not
what's
letting it
going
control
on,
you, but
because I know that I'm gonna be the one that really control my.
there you go.
Gotcha.
Me.
That's
Don't
good.
So I
focus
know
on
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if people start doing that, it'd be better. A little
Oh
better,
God,
too.
yeah, definitely. Epstein was a guy who, how do you even begin this story? He was a guy who was supposedly like a hedge fund manager, which I don't even really know what that is, but he's a guy that's big in business.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Supposedly a millionaire, multimillionaire, had tons of properties, tons of houses. He rubbed shoulders with a lot of rich people like Trump,
Everyone.
the Clintons,
Yeah.
all kinds of high rank. What was the Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew in England.
And a lot of them flew to this island he had. He had a little private island that he owned. All this, it's crazy. So it turns out he was a pedophile.
Man, okay, hold on.
So now you know what I'm talking about?
I think I heard about this.
So
I think I heard about
so they arrested him finally after years, and they think that maybe some of the people he hung with were involved, maybe too. The point is, when he was arrested, because he's a mysterious guy. Nobody knows where his fortune came from. Nobody knows exactly what he did, and everybody said when he got arrested, he was gonna die. He's gonna commit suicide, and sure enough, he committed suicide.
Well, allegedly.
Right, yeah, I know what you
And
mean.
Yeah.
That's
dude,
crazy.
apparently the cameras weren't working.
Yeah,
the security guard was asleep.
Uh,
Dude,
Right?
I mean, it's just like
It's the
just-
worst case scenario in a suicide, and everyone's just like, what?
Man.
And this, for a moment, brought everyone together.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody was like, bullshit.
Yeah, for real, man.
No, but
real.
this high-powered dude
Come on,
is
man.
just
I-
run a
yeah.
pedophile ring. Like, it was just way too obvious. So now, as the stories progress, his assistant,
It was like his lover, assistant, partner. She was with him a lot.
the whole time, basically, his right-hand woman, is now in custody.
She
And
was
so-
on the run. That's another thing. She was on the run, right? She was like one of the most wanted women in the world, and they couldn't locate her
Yeah.
passport. They couldn't. Come on,
Come on.
come on. Like, there's no footage of her anywhere.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
listen.
Come on, yeah. We're talking about the United States of America. It's like
dude.
you can drone strike a 3-year-old in a
Half a
sand,
world away. It's crazy. Like,
and now she's in custody.
and they're trying to keep her from committing suicide. They're like moving her from place to place.
And
And-
the most,
and
yeah, and the most recent thing that just happened was it the judge that is presiding over the case
A
now?
particular part of the case, which I think it could be the most
They were
important. Is she
suing,
presiding over
yeah.
the financial.
They were suing the
Deutsche Bank
financial
that handled-
bank. Yeah,
I think some of Epstein's finances, or
her family, her son and her husband was just murdered by a guy dressed in a FedEx thing.
knocked on the door,
Shot the son,
shot the
shot-
husband.
shot the father. She was in the basement, so they didn't know where she was, and he fled. Now that guy is dead.
He killed
He
himself.
killed himself.
Killed himself.
Yeah.
Which it could be unrelated, but it's.
Eric thinks this is fucking
No, I
unrelated.
didn't say it is. I'm just saying you never know. You never know.
You don't know.
you
You
tr-
know.
it-
I'm a believer in this, man. We ain't never gonna get the right story.
Right.
That's right. That's right. That's about the
We ain't never gonna get the right story. I think that's why I don't really worry about it too much. I know
Right.
the story though.
okay. Yeah, there you go. You know the story,
See,
but
I'm one of those people that I get caught up in the,
Until
in the
I
facts.
get to it though.
right.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Like, so if I don't have strong evidence, I just can't dive in all the way.
Right. And that's a good point. I mean, no, that's a seriously good point. We're never gonna figure this out.
No, we probably won't.
People on our level would just
Where
are
we-
never gonna hear
We're
the
never gonna hear the truth.
yeah.
And-
And
I mean-
people that are protecting these sick people that are molesting children, they're definitely never gonna be, because we can probably talk from the lowest low
Right.
to police officers, FBI agents, CIA agents. Who knows, how far this
If
really
they
goes.
were, excuse me, if they were. Like, so many people have a theory that, like, they set this guy up because it's been done in the past by the Israeli government. There's this guy named Eli Cohen, and the Israeli government set him up to be like a playboy, and like a famous millionaire playboy, and he had all these beautiful women around him, and he would like get the dirt on politicians and find out things and so they've done it before. So like they could have set up Epstein as some like guy like that,
As
and
a
maybe
setup
they
guy.
didn't know that he was a kitty toucher, and they found out and they were like, oh shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I personally don't even think he's dead. Like, that's my own
You really
personal
don't think
belief.
he's dead?
I don't
I think
think
he's
he's
dead.
dead.
I
I
think
think
he's dead.
all that money. Yeah, right.
The
The memes that came out of this, like, it was like Epstein's guards when they found out he was dead, and it's Chappelle, with his money.
Oh,
He's like, oh no.
the reason I think he's dead though is what's his name, that famous mortician, that guy that was on HBO.
Didn't he die?
Did he die recently?
I'm
I don't
thinking-
know.
I'm
But
maybe
he-
thinking of
but
another
he
one.
did. He also looked at the body. Remember, because he said he thought it was murder.
Oh, right,
And
right.
he's not. The fact that he looked at the body, identified the body, I think.
It could be.
But he said it looked like murder. He said there were bones broken in the neck that don't usually happen in a hanging.
Yeah, they had him in a cell with a known murderer. Like, he'd already killed 2 people, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
But wasn't he alone when they? I don't know.
I
It
don't
was.
know.
It's so wishy-washy.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's basically just better
People
not to
say
think
they
about
heard
it.
screams. People say they didn't hear screams.
Yeah, it's
knows?
just. But it was pretty
Like you said,
high-profile
we'll never
thing.
know.
Right,
You'll
right.
never know. You know, I mean, it's great to talk about that kind of stuff, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's good to talk, you know, to
I
have
like-
those
no.
conversations. I'm not saying it's,
It's
wrong by
fascinating
any.
to
It's
me.
It's just fascinating.
Yeah.
No, I like to bring it up to people and come like, man, because child molesters are the worst, aren't they? Right? Right? They're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're not that bad. No, let's go over here.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. What other subject did they have on here?
Yeah, I didn't really write anything down. I just figured we'd riff it.
Is there any news out there actually that you heard about that you want to talk about? Anything that's caught your eye or your ear?
Man, what I've been really looking into, man, is digital currency.
Okay, I've seen your post on there a few times.
Digital
Yeah.
currency, man. I think it's gonna be the
Bitcoin
way they,
and stuff?
Yeah, I really think they're pushing us that way. I think, you know,
Okay.
you
think
hear
it's- you
people
think it's
talk
good?
about it all the time. I think it's gonna be great.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a good thing as far as
Investing
You
or
know,
money
yeah.
wise, you think?
I think it. I don't think it's. I'll put it like this. I think cryptocurrency is the future
Okay.
of money.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, it's going to be the future.
I really do kind of believe that.
I don't
way.
know. I know so little about finances and economy.
Right.
I don't know anything about it really.
Yeah,
I think that stuff is really gonna take off.
Okay.
Know, I was a big into Bitcoin back when it was,
First
way
blowing
back.
up. Yeah.
10 cent a coin.
Yeah.
and I didn't even get in.
It was-
I didn't
it was-
even get in. I didn't even get into that.
There was a time it was 10 cents.
10 cent a coin. That's,
Oh my God! Can you imagine how rich you would be right
that's
now?
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I had a
That's what I'm
partner
saying.
who we were supposed to start up a VR arcade, and once that kind of fell through, he was like, "Man, we just need to get a bunch of CPUs and start mining bitcoins." Dude, I couldn't tell you how
don't
fucking
even know.
lost I was when he was telling me that. I was like, "What? What do you mean?
He
Start
was-
mining?"
He was right though.
What he was?
right.
Yeah, he was like, "Man, we just need like 8 or 9."
When
He
people
was like,
say
put them in
that,
a
I don't
cold
know where-
room,
when
just
people-
start letting them
What does that mean when people say that? What does that mean? How does that
mine
work?
big.
Do you know how that works? Like, what does that mean? Mining Bitcoin.
Mining
Bitcoin, I know it's like
something like. See, Bitcoin is. It's like. How can I explain?
Yeah, please. Yeah,
it's
in the
kinda-
lamest terms you could possibly.
Right.
Bitcoin is pretty much just a bunch of numbers in
Okay.
a computer.
Right.
Now about mining it,
Mhm.
I'm not too
Yeah.
familiar
Is it just
with
like
it.
programs?
But I know, yeah. I mean, like I know it uses energy. You get a bunch of computers, and
Yeah.
you supposed to. I mean, it's coming out of thin air. It's not really
Right. That's what's weird about it. I was
Yeah.
just like, how is that stable? You know.
right? It makes it sound like magic or something. Conjuring money.
I'm just, yeah.
at the point. It kind of almost don't matter because of what's happening.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was told I'm supposed to think of it like Office Space. They're
Oh, that
they're
that
stripping
thing that they-
pennies
yeah,
off
yeah,
of
yeah.
something, and eventually it's adding up. I was like, that's how I was told that. If I'm
But
wrong,
it's
please
it's
correct me in the
legal
comments.
Somehow it's legal, right?
Yeah, totally legal.
But
Bitcoin next. That's all I could think about.
Oh, Bitcoin next. Yeah. Forgot about that.
yeah. But
Those poor bastards.
Oh man,
Big
yeah, they
Connect
got robbed.
investors. Oh,
They got robbed.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's why I was so weary about it. Because I was like, I saw a lot of scams about it, and then I don't know who to trust about it. I mean, I guess I should have trusted Nick. Sorry, Nick. We should have had had a mining farm.
A mining farm.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't
You
understand.
don't even have to mine and invest in it. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think digital currency is gonna take over currency.
Yeah.
So to be able to mine it, like if you can get into something early, Ethereum is
Right.
a good. It's a good.
Okay.
It's a good.
Those are the only
thing
two I
to
hear
get
about:
into.
Ethereum and Bitcoin.
I got a group on Facebook and I post in it
Yeah.
pretty frequently. We got one post up just recently
Yep.
that tells you exactly what Ethereum is.
Okay.
Okay. I have to look at that.
So
Yeah, I have to look. I mean, you
yeah.
gotta. I mean, hell, nowadays if you can hustle from every angle, you might as well.
man, I'm telling you, but Ethereum, I really believe is gonna be the next wave. Bitcoin, it's just something that I believe. I'm
Yeah.
not no financial expert. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No.
But I can see the waves. You know, I remember whenever I was thinking about digital currency when Bitcoin was going on and everything, and I remember, you know, really like, man, I think this is gonna be it, cause you had, what's the first form of digital currency?
What's the first form?
Yeah,
I don't know. What
I
was
don't
it?
know.
Shoot. Dang.
I thought it was Bitcoin. Is that not?
Is that not? Was it? I don't know.
now
I'm
the
gonna have to
first
check that
form of
out.
digital currency, it's just like, okay, you can get your checks direct deposited.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's just ones and zeros and a number.
Yeah.
That's digital.
Okay. That's what you're
Digital,
saying.
digital currency.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that was the first step. Was just
yeah, something.
digitizing.
Yeah,
Okay.
currency. As far as you know, money.
I mean, it is. It is kind of obvious that paper is going out of, like, definitely paper is going out of.
Right.
A lot of people, a lot of like places don't even use it.
But
Like-
y'all heard about them taking the coins in?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, with the
I feel like
shortage
that's
and
the
whatnot.
transition.
Yeah, I
into
feel
going
that's a,
into-
What is it? Taking
To
coins?
digital currency.
the coin shortage. They feel like that's what they're trying to move us into, is a cashless society.
Is there a coin shortage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And I really
that's-
believe that that's what's gonna happen.
Well, they're all trying to keep us inside. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because of COVID.
Again, though, that sounds good and bad. Again,
Well, yeah, it
'cause
could be
All
great.
your money is tied into.
No,
But
there's
Imagine who's running it.
And also, what if there's just a sun? What do they call them? A sun spot,
flare.
or a sun flare, and it just knocks out the electricity.
Then you're fucked.
Are you just fucked? Yeah. Like,
You're
But
screwed.
You know, like people worry about a lot of things.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be what's gonna be. I'm not the
You think
one
it's
in.
gonna-
I'm not gonna be here sitting there being like, y'all need to invest in
No,
this.
No.
You know,
I
like,
hear you.
but,
But
I
you're
want-
just
I
saying it's a
want
good
you-
move
It's
if
something
it's-
to look at if
Yeah.
you're looking at the future for the planet.
Yeah. If we could keep
You get what
things,
I'm saying?
if we could keep things like on a normal level and
Right.
stuff doesn't go
I guess
crazy, it
it'd be a
would
lot
be.
greener. You're saying it'll be a lot greener.
But they got stuff like
Yeah.
smart contracts where we'll be able to trade with each other.
Man, that would be
You know
awesome.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
it won't be, like your trade. Yeah. So I just think that it's the wave, that if you want to have things in the future because of the dollars,
Right.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's definitely going away.
And
yeah.
I'm not trying to, say. I'm just saying I think people need to be more aware of that
Right.
it's coming that way. Cause like for me, that's why I invest in it. I mean, you hear people talking about it, NBA players. You hear people
Yeah.
talking about it, and you hear people. Now,
If I had money, I'd invest in it.
Right.
Right.
I would
If
do
I had
that.
money, I would invest in the oil company when it dripped down. And it was next to nothing. I was like, they were paying people to get rid of that stuff. I was like, geez, I never would have thought I'd seen this. But, this whole pandemic and whatnot they've got going on, it's just psycho. You never know what's going to come at the end of this. And school, how are you going to handle school? Are you, is your son old enough to go back to
it's
school?
crazy.
or-
Yeah, my kids is. My son, my daughter's 15, and he's
Wow.
Wow. That's
yeah
crazy.
14 actually. She's 15 this year.
Well, we're in the same boat.
Yeah, and then my son is 12. Yeah, 14 and 12. So they getting up there, man. And
That's crazy. You think you guys is 15 or 14?
yeah, I know, man. I got kids like that, man.
Because I was raising Sheena's kids when I first met her. Now the oldest is going to college,
Yeah.
and the other two are 15 and 13. And then my two are just 7 and 4. You know what I mean? I was like, so I'm just getting. I mean, technically, I'm just kind of getting started. It's like we should have been done already. I was like, I just feel my life force. This is like, I'm just not going to be worth. If I have another kid, I'm just gonna probably kill myself.
Hey,
Don't have another kid.
You know how you start?
hey, I got 2 of them. I'm like, man, and they almost out. They almost
yeah.
getting grown enough. Like my
Yeah.
daughter's gonna be driving soon. I just be thinking
That's
about
crazy.
how fast these years go by.
Right.
So like, say she's 14, 4 more years, she's gonna be what, 18.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
And just think about how the last 4 years went by for us.
Yeah.
I mean, like
It's
that,
ridiculous,
man. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So just think about, I'm gonna be looking up at my kids.
Pretty
But I really don't want no more.
No,
You know?
no.
It's
I
like
feel
the
it.
older we get, the faster time goes by. It's
It really
it's
does.
not fair.
It was slow back
yeah,
then.
when
I
we were
was just
kids,
like,
it was
man.
like summer.
Oh,
slow.
it lasted.
Man, it
like-
seemed like it was forever.
Yes.
3 months. You're just like, man.
And
I
now
got
months
all the
can
time.
pass by like that. Like it's nothing.
Well, yeah, because you're. I guess you're thinking of like along lines of like 2-week pay or
Yeah.
1 week pay,
Yeah.
or 3 buy or whatever. It's worse, and I'm just like, man,
I was
3 months
reading
gone.
this book, man. It's called Time in the Technosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And they was talking about perception of time.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I really think that people, like, how you can be, and it was explaining how you perceive time. When time is really not as we think.
A construct or
it's not really mechanized.
Yeah.
Like,
Sort of.
around. We
Right.
have day and night cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But time, it's like, okay, and it was talking about how whenever like, say you go to work
Okay.
and you're thinking about how bad you ready to get off, and you see how it'll last all day.
You're right.
You'll be like, man, the time just
'Cause
seemed
you're
to
thinking
be,
about it.
Yeah, because you're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you just sitting there doing your work, you see how it passed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So
yeah,
time
that
is
makes.
not.
It's
Yeah.
That's how you know time is not. What we have a limited amount of time and a
Right.
lot of choices.
it's
that we
what do
can
you call
make.
it?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
It's relative.
It's
Right,
relative.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, because it controls me. Like me and Sheena are two opposite people when it comes to time.
Oh yeah.
It controls almost everything I do. You know what I mean? I get up, I'm like, I got 2 hours to do this.
Right.
And then I go to work from 2 to 8. I got to do this, and that. And then when I get off, I have so many hours to relax.
Right.
So much time to spend with the kids. Then the wife. I'm just like, man, and she's just out there like a hippie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm like, babe, hey, it's crunch time. We got to do this and that. And I can't say anything because I feel so bad. She's like, what? Why are you rushing me?
Right.
Things just happen when they happen.
Right,
Yeah,
and
that's how you gotta
she's
do
still
it.
up at 4:00 in the morning, and I'm like, babe, are we gonna do something? And she's like, we got plenty of time. I'm like, I gotta go to work in like 3 fucking hours.
Yeah.
It's so weird, and I try my hardest not to do that, because I'm just like you said,
Right.
it's relative. I
It
was like, if
really
I
is,
stop
man.
picturing it as, and then do things, I can make plans. I just need to be more
Right.
disciplined,
Discipline. I mean, like if you got a goal, that definitely I feel like you're gonna be that way. You're gonna be
Yeah.
like, I gotta get up on time. I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Or that. But like so that you can achieve.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
is that?
like-
What is that book about? All of like just about time in the technosphere.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a like I read a lot of books, but that one I think that's what it's called. I'm sure somebody will.
I probably need
will
that
probably
time in the
in the
technosphere.
in the comments.
Yeah, they're like dumbass.
Maybe so. Don't quote me, but it's something like that, man. And I was reading this book, and it was great.
I have to check
Maybe
that
I'll
out.
check it
I've
out.
heard that. Yeah, I'm
Are
definitely.
you
It's
so
good.
you're a reader? You a reader?
Oh yeah, I read a lot.
Hell
I used to
yeah.
read a lot more, but I don't.
Yeah.
I love
don't
books.
like
I
it.
love reading. I haven't much lately either, but I love reading.
I love to read.
Yeah,
stuff,
the
man.
only time I read was like in jail. It's just sad to say it. Man, it was very, very often that I read anything outside of
I was addicted
like
to
graphic
books.
novels or something. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man, like I feel like when you read a book, like you read minds with the author.
Yes.
Okay, I like
And when
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a
Right on.
conversation. Like you can have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
when you, and
awesome.
when, I don't know if you
That's
felt the
awesome.
same way, but when I was younger though, when I would read, it was like I was in that world. I was in that book.
Right.
I don't get that so much anymore. Man, I loved reading because like I spent all summer
Oh, yeah.
in Maine with it in the Losers Club reading Stephen
Right,
King. Like
yeah.
I was right there, man.
That's awesome.
It
love
sparks your imagination reading this.
It
And
really
I really
is.
didn't like, I'm going to tell you the truth. Whenever I was a kid, I didn't want to read nothing.
Now
Until
that
I
you
got
know-
older, like whenever I went off and I went to, I didn't even really, I went to college for a semester.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
damn! So
And
you didn't
you-
read
Yeah,
it all.
Yeah,
and
you
I
were
didn't
like-
even I knew I liked to write because I had a good teacher
Yeah.
the year before at a high school who taught me how to.
So you didn't,
Okay.
you didn't read it all as a
That's
kid,
I like to write.
really, until you got older.
I didn't really read like that. Like I would read comics.
Yeah.
And stuff I was interested in.
Big
Yeah.
comic.
Where whenever I really got like like interested in business and finance and man, I
Yeah.
read
Oh, wow.
everything and
Wow,
I read
Jeez.
That bores the shit out
I
of me. I
read
can't.
philosophy, you know,
Okay, I like philosophy.
like I've read philosophy, you know. I mean, I dabbled in it all, but I mean, on the search trying to find. I mean, when you go out and
Yeah.
you go out and I mean, I'm 37 years old, man,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's a time for people to be open.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, at this
You
point in
get what I'm
time,
saying?
yeah,
For
you
me,
gotta
I'm not afraid.
There's no worrying
Yeah.
about how you're looked at or judged. or-
exactly.
Right.
You just
Yeah.
kind of do you.
I mean, there's a little bit, but not like
Right.
when you're a kid. It's so bad. Like you're worried about everybody. And
Yeah.
How they're gonna look at you? How they're gonna? Or at least I
yeah.
was.
No, that was the thing because you had to be in a certain group.
But yeah,
or-
you get older, and it
Right.
doesn't matter.
It don't matter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just do you. I'm like, I'm married. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, I keep my what looks I got left for her. You know, and other than that, I'm just. Other than that, it's like sweats. You know, mustard stained shirt, kids jumping all over me.
Shoot, that's crazy, but it's all right. You know, like me, I just kind of try to live my life just kind of unfold.
That's good.
Because, man, when you try so hard, I remember trying real hard
Yeah.
to do things, you know, like,
Pushing and pushing.
yeah, man, working, you know, a job. I've been the happiest since I've been teaching guitar because it's a creative space.
Right. There you go.
And
That
me,
makes
I,
sense.
it took me a long time to realize that I was a creative person. I used to always really just be I mean, I always thought I had to do it through logic. And
Right.
through my, you know,
Yeah.
like what I, you know, understand. I mean, there's a
Instead of
part
just kind of
that.
letting it flow
Yeah,
and
it's
just being a
part
part of
of
it.
that. But I mean, I'm a creative person, so
I feel like I honestly feel like that's the dream. Like when I spent these
Right.
last 4 years at Pizza Hut,
Yeah.
all I could think about was I'm going from one dead end job to the next.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I couldn't think of anything more satisfying than being in a creative space and getting that's your living, like getting paid to
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah.
Oh
Love.
man, like
But
Yeah.
listen, people need to create now too, because I mean that's what time it is to really be looking at on the planet. I
Right.
mean, think about since the COVID,
Mhm.
everybody's had time to sit down
Yeah. Kind of think
and
and
think. Dude, it gave me a lot of inspiration,
really, that's
a
awesome.
lot of energy.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You get what
that's
I'm saying?
Awesome.
But I think if you can focus yourself into something creative, it's the great time to create because
Yeah.
you can do good in business. You can do good in a lot of areas, man.
Yeah.
And we got the internet, man.
Yeah. He's like, come
You
on.
know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I mean, there's money to be made. There's you know.
Yeah.
there's-
Exactly.
We can flourish on our own if we stop paying attention.
The nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The everyday
Yeah.
hustle and bustle. What was it? I worked at Sayles. I think that's probably since I've been in my 30s was probably my biggest creative bump. Was there? That's where I came up with the idea to leave that place and start a VR place.
Right.
I made my first or second real comic book there, working at a call center.
yeah.
I made a storyboard. We drew up the dialogue. I drew all the pictures myself. Man, I was just like, I did all this at a job where I'm supposed to be calling people on insurance. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I
You
think
know?
people get in jobs and they don't really want to be there.
Right.
And
I mean, but that's my fault, you know, for
Right.
not getting a real good education. And
But you know what?
But I made the best of it, and
you-
I figured out what I want to do.
And I understand, you know, you could have got there quicker, though. You know, I believe it with mentorship, and I
Yeah.
think I think that's what
That's a
a
good
lot of people is overlooking, man.
Yeah.
Like especially here, I mean, like mentorship is what we need.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
no.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a good
a lot of
point.
strong
Like it.
mentors.
rather than focus on like public education because they don't. It's not.
Mentorship is
Yeah,
big.
mentorship to actually focus and be able to drive somebody's personal.
Listen,
like
I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
something.
That would be so much
Life
better.
coach.
I believe this. If I had okay,
Yeah.
I'm in school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any idea about finance until I get out of school, till I turn 18.
Yeah, why
That's
didn't
when
they
I
teach
start.
us any of that?
Okay.
What the
Right.
hell?
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, imagine if you was like you had a mentor.
Yeah.
A business mentor when you
Wow.
12, 13 years
you're-
old. And
it's
you had
really in
somebody
you,
yeah.
yeah.
And you had somebody like, man, let me take you
Yeah.
you know, under my wing and let me show you how to really get
Wow.
business started.
Yeah.
Let me show you how you know
That
what
would've been-
supply you,
Yeah.
you know if you
Yeah.
had that you was on, but there's people that do that all the time.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are people that got mentors like that
Yeah, daily. And
Yeah, I don't think there's a
wish
lot of
I
options
had
for it
one,
around
yeah.
here. Yeah. I feel like there's not a lot of options around here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and blame it on my dad that he wasn't there. You know what I mean? He didn't make me stick to what I wanted to do. Or what I needed to do. I had a lot of male figures in my life, and they all encouraged me. Like, hey, if you want to do this, do that. You know what I mean? But I never really. I drew, and nobody understood me. You know what I mean? Like outside of you guys, like nobody really gave a shit. They were always trying to put me in sports or in something else.
Something
I was
else.
like, my heart isn't drawing. It's
Right.
drawing my emotion out. And
I don't. Back then, our parents though they didn't know how easy it was going to be to make a living, or not easy, but how you could make a living with drawing and with video
Right.
games.
Yeah.
They didn't think that was a
We
possibility.
didn't even
like,
think
no,
that
no,
that
no.
was going to even be,
No.
like possible, like because the technology. we
Right.
had
Well,
back
it
then
was
and stuff.
dying as we like about 15, 16.
Yeah.
Comic books were dying.
Dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Oh yeah, in
They
the
were
'90s
dying.
they went through that.
That phase
Yeah.
where Marvel had to sell out. Stan Lee, they had to sell out a bunch of stuff, and
If somebody was to tell you art is in everything
yeah.
when you was a kid, then you wouldn't have had that issue.
Right. Yeah.
You
It
see
could've
what
been-
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then you could have almost figured it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you would have been like, man, you get what I'm saying?
no.
You would have been like making that connection, like, okay,
Yeah.
I can keep doing this art.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I can keep doing this art no matter
Yeah.
what somebody telling me. If you got a mentor,
Yeah.
no matter how, like you got somebody there that believe in you. You know what I'm
You
Yeah.
should have been
Because
encouraged. to
they
draw.
see it. Yeah. 'Cause they
Yeah, I
see
shoulda.
it in you, man.
No, that's awesome, man.
And
No,
I think
that's
that's what you do with. I mean, that's what I try to do with my kids and any kids that are around. Yeah, man. If
Well,
you're
you-
around me, yeah.
well. You have definitely become wiser in your age, man. Yeah, for sure. Like no shit. Like I like your take on life and your direction and the way you raise your kids, man. I like that train of thought because sometimes I just get overwhelmed and I think I just like, man, I just wish you guys would listen. If maybe I should just listen more to them,
Yeah.
and be like, hey, what do you want to do? Or
Cause sometimes, man, like that's what I learned from my kids, man. Just, I got better reactions because like these kids are smart these days.
they
Right?
pick it up
So,
quick.
like, yeah, so you gotta show them too that you kind of
I got a
ahead of the
couple of-
game, and
Yeah.
that's what I do.
Right.
Instead of, I'm not gonna sit there and yell at you
Yeah.
and beat you. I say you just as smart. I always bring them up to my level. It sound crazy, and I know
No,
most
no.
people might even
Well,
get me for this one, but now I let my kids. I let them grow into themselves.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Kinda
let
figure out
them
who they
grow
are.
into themselves.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and tell you, you know who you
Yeah.
are and what you want and because I don't know that.
Right.
My job is to love you.
That's a good point, man. My
That's
My
great.
job is to love
my
you.
aunt
man.
Carol brought that up to me
Yeah.
a couple of years back. She said, "I wish we'd loved you guys. I wish we'd have cared for you guys with love instead of the belt."
Right.
She's like, "I think you guys would have came out so much more better."
Right.
She's like, "Because you feared us." You know what I'm saying? But when we weren't around, you just
Right.
ran wild.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
than being like, "Hey, I'm in trouble. I need your help," or
Right.
Can you show me how to do this?
Right.
True,
Right.
because you were probably more afraid to go to them.
Right. I'm like, I don't want them to talk
Yeah.
crazy on me.
And
or
see, that's
something.
one thing I don't ever want. I don't ever want my kids to feel that way.
Yeah.
Right.
They feel like you can't come talk to me about anything. It's
That's
just
right.
Anything.
That's
I
when-
feel like
and
that's
I
when it's
mean
over.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they'll look to anyone and everything.
Once
If
you break
they-
that
If
bond.
they can't talk to you,
Yeah,
like-
they'll look to anything.
I don't
and
have
anyone.
kids, by the way.
Right.
But you've
That's
been
how I
there.
feel,
You've seen
yeah.
enough.
It just seems to make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, you break that bond with them. That's why I always tell them they with me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We together. We
Yeah,
what I'm
we're in
saying?
this, yeah,
it's,
it's-
it's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What's
when
that
it-
movie? No, I'm
Shoot.
saying I'm with you.
What is
I
that?
don't know. It just reminded me of that movie. But
No, man, I'm with you.
no, I'm saying I'm with you.
What is that?
Oh wait, My Blue Heaven, Steve
Is it?
Martin.
Is it?
Is it Steve Martin?
I think.
I love Steve
that movie.
Martin.
I
Yeah.
love that
That's some
movie.
good stuff right there. Okay, so before we end this, I got to get in a couple of interests in here. I know we were talking about video games earlier. What's out now? What do you recommend somebody would play if they're
Video games.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
got to get a little nerdy for a bit
let me think, man.
because I'm on that Shishima. I'm getting it.
I
Dude, I'll show
haven't-
you. I'll show you a couple clips when we get out here.
I haven't played that. I haven't played it yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it's available to me.
Man, the way
right
you
now.
think, I think
I thought you had it. You said, yeah, I'm playing.
His
it.
No,
brother-
my brother
brother
has
has
it,
it.
and I was playing it, and I
Oh,
mean,
you
I haven't
played
played it, but he was playing it, and I was like, man, I want to get on that
Yeah.
because he was showing. I was like, ooh,
it's cool.
he
Like,
got a Twitch stream by the
oh,
way. too.
that's I know he always pops up on my thing. I'm like, man, I want to get up on that. It's got a cool. I call it the Japanese Red Dead Redemption.
Oh
That's
yeah,
about what I can compare it to right now, because it's really, it's open world. Yeah, I wish I could live in Japan. In that time, it's just beautiful. I was like, man, white trees, yellow trees,
Yeah.
fucking the scenery itself. I was like, it just seemed beautiful. And in the game, you can compose haikus, so you find
What?
these secret spots.
Ah, yeah, that's
yeah.
dope.
And once you compose the haiku, you can wear it as a headband. It's like whatever color it comes out to be, but it has it written there, and you compose it. So
That's
you go to a spot, and it'll give you like 3 options to look at, right?
Uh-huh.
And it'll give you words, and you choose those words, and it goes to the next scene. Then you choose those, and then you go to the next one and finishes it.
I've always loved haiku. They're just simple.
Right. And I'll show you. I may show you one. I suck at haikus apparently, but no, it's generally relaxing. I have my headphones on. You got the
Oh,
sound of nature back there. They got the flute
yeah,
playing. I mean, it's so philosophical on the.
I can't wait to play.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I'll show you.
The game that I've been waiting to play though, man, and it's not out yet. I can't give you one that I'm playing.
Cyber-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
There we
man.
go.
I need pounds around the room, baby.
Everyone's
I'm
waiting on
telling you, man,
Cyberpunk.
When that comes out, dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the one I looked at. I said, man,
It's on.
I got to have that.
I usually
said,
don't.
man, for real.
I usually don't pre-order, but I pre-ordered it.
Well, I
Did
mean,
you?
it
I
is
got to
Red
get to
Project
it,
or Red CD Project.
Oh
Project
yeah,
Red.
Man, Witcher. Did you ever play any of the Witchers?
yes.
Oh,
Dude,
did you
Witcher 3 is a
Get it, man.
masterpiece.
It is.
It is.
I wasn't even into those kind of games.
Right.
Like I was expecting real high RPG elements in it, but it was just kind of basically open world, and you picked your stuff, and man, it was good.
It's so
Damn, it
much
was good.
to it, yeah.
It's an amazing accomplishment. Like, that's a crazy game. And the DLC in itself was like 30 hours long. 40
Right.
hours
I
long.
probably left out 40 hours or 30 to 20 hours alone because I didn't play Gwent. I didn't play the card game. I don't have
yeah.
time for that. I got monsters to hunt.
I didn't play it, but the second time through, I actually did. I played the shit out of it.
It's a pretty good game.
It can be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put the difficulty a little bit down. And then it's
Then it's playable. Eric, you said you've already finished The Last of Us 2. We
Yeah.
gave the review on
yeah,
that.
we did the review.
He said the game's like 40 hours long. He
Oh, it
talked
was
about.
like
I
50.
looked at the time.
Took me
literally
like 50.
30 minutes. You were talking about
Oh, you serious? And I feel bad because I didn't use any of the
the notes you
notes
had.
I had. I was just rambling. Like,
So
I need
we're
to-
all obviously waiting on Cyberpunk.
oh, yeah.
Next question is gonna probably make or break you, and people may not even call you up to play guitar if you answer this incorrect.
I know what
Go
this
ahead,
is. I
give
know
it
what
to
this
me.
is.
Go ahead.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Ooh.
You going for the 5 or you
I'm
going
gonna
for the
tell
Xbox?
y'all, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, and I don't want to get no hate.
Uh-oh.
Please don't hate me because I love all people.
I love them
I
all.
love all people that game, PS4, man,
Yeah,
I'm rocking,
baby.
man.
It is what it is. It is
Oh,
what it
okay,
is.
all right, y'all with me.
Oh man,
mean, like,
Sony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love both.
I like
Yeah.
But,
Sony, man, I'm
but
with
PS4 and Xbox, definitely PS4.
If you were to a gun to your head,
Yeah.
Yeah,
gun to your head.
Absolutely PS4.
PS4, man.
Yeah,
It
the-
just runs smoother.
The
It just-
controller, bro.
Yeah, the controller, man. It's what else? I
Man,
mean, the
it's like-
new one kind of looks like an old
I was
Xbox.
gonna say, really,
It's
I
a
like
little
the
fatter.
Xbox controller better, actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because it's just bigger. Man, I don't know, the PlayStation's always been. It's right.
Really?
Yeah,
I like the
man.
Xbox.
I have a picture where I fell asleep like that. Like no shit. It's like I'm throwing up gang signs.
Hey, you remember? Hey, listen. You remember whenever we was wanting to get them games? It was way back, man. We had a PlayStation when it was PlayStation and Nintendo
Okay.
64.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I want that PlayStation. We was talking about it. We was
Yeah.
like, man, we gonna get this PlayStation, man. We like
It's gonna be
trying
on,
to do
dude.
whatever we can. Mow lines, whatever. Let's go get this thing. And
Yeah.
man,
I probably
And-
fell through because I was like, man,
Yeah.
screw that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
did
did.
it?
You was
You didn't
hey,
get
you
it?
went and got that 64, man. Yeah, you went and got that.
Oh,
But I
no.
wasn't mad at you. I was hating on you kind of because I wanted it.
You said, I wanted
it.
I remember when
wanted
you
it.
got that because I was
Yeah.
jealous as shit.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I had I think the only game they had at the time was Mario.
GoldenEye. I thought you had GoldenEye.
I got that later. I can't remember if I
okay.
got that, but I did
Yeah,
play.
I
We played
remember
the
you
shit
had
out of
Killer
Mario.
Instinct.
Yeah,
Man, that was
yeah.
real.
That was on the Super.
But
wasn't
that
it?
Mario, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, my
No,
my
didn't you
thumbs
have
are
Killer-
still calloused.
Did you have Killer Instinct Gold?
Oh, on the 64,
Wow.
yeah.
64,
I
yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
I remember going
I
in
can't
there
remember
when
what
we was
happened to
Killer
that.
Instinct. Wow.
Killer
Forgot
Instinct
about
Gold.
that.
Dude, it was the shit. It had the Conan character in the gold one. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I was like, that was my new Fulgore.
Yeah.
I hated fighting games, especially playing this dude. Hated it. I would just get murdered every time, man.
I'm like, I'm taking it easy. What are you talking about?
Man, we grew up on that stuff.
Yeah, it was all or nothing back then. It was just like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
It was like you
remember
bring
the
your A
days that
game.
come, Yeah.
The only
was-
game I beat was, or back then, when fighting game, kind of fighting game was, remember Final Fight?
Final
Oh,
Fight,
yeah,
yeah.
those,
Yeah.
Yeah.
those
2D,
solid-
like,
yeah,
it's
I
real-
was
yeah.
love
Man.
that game.
it
I was proud of myself.
No, what was it? The PS5 that comes out in November. Just both of those come out in November.
I don't know.
Or,
Probably, November, I think. Which, honestly, I got to say, like, I won't be able to afford it, but I want to get both. I mean,
the digital and the
no,
don't see
both the Xbox and
Oh,
and-
well, yeah. I guess you gotta
But
because
if,
the new
if
Halos
I can
on
afford
that.
one, it's going to be PS5.
Yeah.
Right, that's how I feel about it. I'll get them all. You know, like
Right.
I'm a gamer for real. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
Me too,
play.
dude.
I had an
anything,
Xbox
but-
for a little bit, and I had to switch back because they only had one game on there. Like I could find myself wanting to play. Everything else was ported over to the PlayStation,
Yeah.
and it was like Sea of Thieves. That's a
Yeah.
pretty
Oh,
dope
right.
game. I
Yeah.
love that game.
Dude, I wanted to play that, and I didn't have an Xbox.
Oh.
It's like one of those things. Like,
Yeah.
but
It's like, is it
yeah.
worth buying it for one
For one
game?
game, man.
Right. It's like, and if you're a Halo, if you haven't played Halo since 1 or 2, don't even bother picking
That's
it back
what I'm
up.
saying.
It's hard. Like
Xbox,
online.
I think that's
No,
the,
it's a
the
whole
one
new-
big exclusive they have is that. So if you don't
That's
care
their-
about that,
That's what I was about to say.
That's
the
their cash
exclusives-
cow. Is
That's what did me. This is why I'm a PlayStation guy, just
Mm-hmm.
because
it's got them all.
it's got the exclusives. You can get most of the indie titles, like
Oh,
all
yeah.
the stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
It's
stuff
mostly
going.
Sony.
And
yeah.
that's why I got that Switch though, because the indie when they did that indie partnership.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they did that. I think they did an indie partnership.
Mhm.
And they've been dropping them indie games like off
So they're
Steam,
pretty good
man.
on the
Yeah,
Switch. I haven't
so,
ever,
man,
I haven't played it yet, but I heard it's
Yeah.
pretty
God,
good.
I tried to get a Switch. We got this stimulus thing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I did, and they couldn't find one anywhere.
They're all
The
gone.
only place I could find one, they were trying to sell it for $500.
I was lucky. I had
Jeez.
got mine like maybe 6 months before. this
Nice.
corona.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened? I
Yeah.
think they just. I heard
Maybe a little
people
bit
bought
more
it all
before
up,
that, I don't know.
Yeah.
and then we're selling it at a premium.
Oh, right. Do you play first-person shooters like Modern Warfare or
Yeah, I
Battlefield?
do play a little bit. I used to be real hardcore in the Battlefield. Like,
Man,
back
it
in
goes.
the, yeah.
No, I play. I'm gonna have PTSDs when I'm in my 60s and my 80s
Yeah.
from video
Man,
from
for
playing
real.
Do you
Battlefield.
remember?
and-
Did you guys ever go to the gaming cafe we had in Eastland?
No,
You remember that? You never did that?
I don't think I ever.
You don't
went.
remember? Do you remember that? It was run by the Vietnamese guy. And
Really?
we'd go in there and play Battlefield on a LAN.
Man,
local
I
area
wish I
network.
would have knew.
No,
You
damn.
didn't? Oh
No,
shit! It was
man.
awesome. Yeah, and I don't even like online, but just to know that you're killing somebody sitting right over there, like, it was
Dude, they need
cool.
to start
Got
something
you.
like that again,
Yeah.
though,
Well,
man. I think
that's
stuff
what I
like
was
that
trying
would
to
be
start. That's what, on the VR arcade.
It was
like
fun.
it was gonna be like I think I was gonna have 4 or 5 VR arcade. You know, you can just walk around in and do whatever. And
How
then
did you not know about that?
I don't know.
It was
I
there for like 2 years.
What?
Yeah. At least a year and a half or so.
I was so I don't know what year was that.
I don't
Maybe
know,
I
good
can
point. I'm not
definitely
sure.
explain maybe where I was at that point in time.
I have to ask my sister. I don't remember.
No, well, you got anything else to add on there? You like
I'm
to add
good,
on
man.
here?
I'm
You're good. Brandon, you want to let these people know where you're at? I mean, obviously it's on Facebook, but go ahead and give a shout out to.
Plug.
Oh yeah,
Plug.
man.
Plug it. And also, you had something else you were wanting to plug in, didn't you? Your
Oh yeah. I started making these wooden rings.
I wanna check that
I
out.
just started
Yeah, let's see.
doing this craft.
You can.
You'll get some. I'll have stuff on Facebook about it, but
Okay.
I just actually started doing that.
you can engrave these.
You can
however
engrave
you want,
them.
or-
There's all kinds of stuff. I'll be posting pictures and stuff.
Like what you could just
of
request
I'll
what?
do. Yeah, you'll be able to request what you like. I'll make a few designs. And,
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just
That's
a little
wood?
hobby that I'm doing. It's wood.
Dang,
wow.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's crazy.
It feels like
Posted it
rubber
to
almost,
show.
like a
Yeah, you
rubber
look at it,
polymer.
just sand it down.
That's cool.
It's just a little craft that I'm into.
Yeah.
Can you do like you can do letters or that's that all? Is that what you mainly do? Is like
Yeah,
written?
we can do letters.
Can you do like characters?
Design.
He's like,
Like Chinese characters?
oh,
or-
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I'd have to try. I have
Or
to
that-
try my hand on it before I go ahead and say yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I believe it could be done. Maybe.
That'd be sweet, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for those. And everybody, take a peek at Brandon Sayles' Facebook here soon. He said he's going to drop a couple of ads on there about the wooden rings
How do you
he's
spell the
producing.
last name?
Sayles.
Okay.
Heck yeah. And then you want to plug your
Oh
business?
yeah. Triple Clef Studios is where I work.
Eastland Center.
Eastland Center. Anybody want guitar lessons? Yeah.
You want a good teacher?
You want
Yeah,
passionate
nice
teacher.
level-headed
I'm gonna-
teacher.
Yeah. I'm really laid back, man. I like to let the students work at
Yeah.
their pace, but also I want them to, be willing to push themselves.
Yeah,
Like if
awesome.
you want to get into music.
Right. Don't just be there to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I really like to teach people that are excited about learning how to play music, put music together.
I think that's cool.
compose it, whatever,
Yeah.
So,
Heck yeah.
yeah, that's it, man.
Hell yeah. Well, we appreciate you, man, being our first guest
Yeah,
on
thank
here.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for coming. We appreciate you,
Man,
brother.
it's all love. I appreciate y'all having me.
Heck yeah. Well,
Right
thank
on,
you
man.
guys for tuning in to the Broken Plow.
That's the
Can we-
second
That's the
time.
fucking second time I've done that.
time,
You do
bro.
it, man. I'm out.
All right. Thank you guys for checking out the Broken Clown podcast. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
All right.